Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're watching this, chances are you rely on Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits to get by. If that's you, please sit down for this one, because what I'm about to share could impact millions of Americans starting this Tuesday. An executive order has already been signed that will change how benefit payments work, and the first phase begins this week. Some people may see delays, while others could experience improvements. I know that sounds confusing. That's exactly why I spent the past 2 days combing through a 47-page report so you don't have to. For those who are new here, I'm Tony from Retirees Benefits. I've been covering benefit changes and financial assistance programs for over 6 years now. I started this channel after my own family went through a rough period, when my husband was laid off and we had to navigate the maze of government assistance for the very first time. I know what it feels like to refresh your bank account at midnight, hoping your payment has arrived. And before we dive in, I want to acknowledge what I see in the comments every single day. Single moms trying to make ends meet, veterans waiting months for disability determinations, seniors forced to choose between medication and groceries. This isn't just policy to me. These are real people with real needs. That's exactly how I'm going to break this down for you. What this executive order is trying to do. According to the official statement, and I'm quoting directly from the document, the goal is to modernize benefit delivery systems to reduce processing delays and improve payment accuracy for vulnerable Americans. Sounds good, right? In plain English, they're saying the current system is outdated and slow, and they want to fix it. Anyone who's waited months for a disability decision or had their payment randomly delayed knows this is true. The administration is calling it the Benefits Modernization Initiative, and it affects 4 major programs: Social Security Retirement and Survivor Benefits, Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, Supplemental Security Income, SSI, Veterans Affairs Disability Compensation. Here's what they've identified as the biggest problems: outdated computer systems that frequently crash, inconsistent processing times across regional offices, verification bottlenecks. Basically, too much paperwork slowing everything down. Let's talk numbers so you understand the scale. We're looking at about 67 million Americans receiving Social Security benefits, 9 million getting SSDI, 7.4 million receiving SSI, around 5 million veterans with service-connected disabilities. If you're a senior collecting Social Security retirement, this affects you. If you're disabled and receiving SSDI or SSI, this affects you. If you're a veteran with a disability rating, this affects you. If you're a widow or widower receiving survivor benefits, this affects you. But here's who's going to feel it the most during the transition: people currently in the middle of applications or appeals. If you filed for disability within the last 6 months and you're still waiting for a decision, pay attention. If you're a veteran who just filed for an increase in your disability rating, expect your timeline to be impacted. And parents, especially single parents managing benefits for disabled children or survivor benefits, you'll want to watch your payments closely over the next few months. How the changes will roll out. The executive order rolls out in 3 phases between now and next fall. Phase 1 starts this Tuesday. This is the part that might cause some short-term pain. They're updating the computer systems that process payments. The official line is that routine payments should not be affected, but they're warning that complex cases may experience processing delays of 2 to 4 weeks during the transition period. What does that mean for you? If you receive the same Social Security or VA payment every month and nothing has changed in your situation, you should be fine. But if you've recently moved, gotten married, started working part-time, or had any other change in circumstances, your payment might be delayed while they work out the bugs in the new system. Phase 2, March. They're launching something called Unified Benefit Verification. Instead of submitting the same documents to 3 different offices, you'll be able to upload everything to one central portal. That sounds helpful, but it also means another system change, and possibly more delays. Phase 3, September. This is the part that could actually be good news. They're promising faster disability determinations, aiming to reduce the average processing time for initial SSDI applications from 8 months down to 5. Promised improvements. It's not all delays and headaches. Here's what they're promising: 1 phone number for all benefits questions. Right now, you may have to call 3 different numbers and explain your situation 3 times. The new system should allow one representative to access all your information and help you across multiple programs. Streamlined medical reviews. This is huge for people with disabilities. Instead of having to get new medical records for every continuing disability review, Social Security and VA systems will share information. If you're a veteran with a service-connected disability who also gets SSDI, this could save you months of paperwork. Expanded online services. You'll be able to upload documents, check your application status, and even schedule phone appointments online. No more waiting on hold for 2 hours. Text message notifications. They plan to send text updates about payment dates, application status, and required actions. No more wondering if the mail got lost or you missed an important deadline. What worries me? I've covered enough government program changes to know that good intentions don't always translate into smooth implementation. Every time they update these systems, some people fall through the cracks. Payments get lost in transition. Applications disappear from databases. It can take weeks to sort out the mess. And the people who suffer most are always the ones who can least afford it. People living paycheck to paycheck who can't have their benefits delayed even 1 week. I'm also concerned about the timeline. They're trying to overhaul systems that serve 90 million Americans in under a year. That's incredibly ambitious. And when government agencies rush these kinds of changes, mistakes happen. The executive order mentions contingency plans for vulnerable populations but doesn't spell out what those plans actually are. What happens if a veteran's disability payment doesn't come through because of a system glitch? What happens if an elderly person's Social Security gets held up and they can't pay for medication? Your action plan for this weekend. Here's what you should do before Tuesday. Log into your accounts. Whether it's My Social Security, va.gov, or another portal, log in and take screenshots of everything. Payment history, current benefit amount, contact information, bank account details. If something goes wrong, you'll have proof of what your benefits should be. Update your contact information. Make sure your phone number, email, and mailing address are current everywhere so agencies can reach you if there's a problem. Double-check your direct deposit info. Outdated bank account information is one of the most common causes of payment delays. Call if you're in the middle of an application or appeal. Get a status update this week. Find out exactly where you are in the process and when to expect a decision. Get reference numbers and write everything down. Start an emergency fund. If you can. Even if it's just $20 a week, try to build a small cushion. Sometimes $100 can make the difference between keeping your lights on or sitting in the dark if a payment gets delayed. A realistic but hopeful outlook. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The next few months will likely be bumpy. Systems that affect this many people always have issues during transitions. But remember this, these programs exist because people fought for them. Social Security, disability benefits, veterans benefits. These aren't handouts. You earned them through your work, your service, or your circumstances. You have the right to receive them reliably and with dignity. If the government delivers on its promises, these changes could eventually mean faster processing, fewer delays, and less bureaucratic runaround. By 2026, applying for benefits could be a completely different experience than it is today. Will there be problems along the way? Absolutely. But the current system is already broken for too many people. Doing nothing wasn't really an option either. You're not alone. Whether you're a veteran waiting for a rating decision, a single mom applying for disability, or a senior trying to understand your Medicare options, there are people who care about what happens to you. Keep checking your accounts, keep documenting everything, and don't be afraid to advocate for yourself if something goes wrong. Call your representatives, reach out to veteran service organizations, contact legal aid if necessary. You have rights, and you deserve to have them respected. I'll be following this story closely over the coming months and will break down every update, every delay, and every improvement as they happen. If you want to stay informed about changes affecting your benefits, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. And if you missed it, check out my video from last week about emergency assistance programs. I'll link it in the description. If these changes cause payment delays, you'll want to know what other resources are available to help you get through. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.